For Clive, life is never dull. As manager of this Citizens Advice Bureau, there is a constant stream of things that need his attention. Cases to be dealt with, issues to be discussed, people in need of help and advice. But as a wheelchair user, Clive needs help himself. Help with his personal care, help in getting around. And there are two different ways he could get that care and support. It could be organised directly by Medway Council, which would mean him having to fit in with the care and support that was provided. Who was employed to help him, what their duties would be, the hours they would work, those would all be someone else's decisions. But Clive is an independent man. It's his life and he needs to be in charge of it. So he took advantage of a scheme that allows him to be in control of the care and support he needs, so he can organise it the way that suits him best.
It's difficult for me to do, the day-to-day things like dressing, washing, preparing meals, that type of thing. And again, that's how I use my PAs. So they effectively are my arms and legs, really, in terms of helping me do the practical things that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So effectively, direct payments and my PAs enabled me to live a life. Because if they weren't there, it would be, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I am now doing. And it would be obviously residential care, which for me would be, highly inappropriate, to be honest.
The scheme is called Self-Directed Support. It's changing the lives of many people in Medway and changing them for the better.
For me, the one thing that enables me to live the life that I do is direct payments.
The thinking behind the provision of social care is changing. There is a commitment that people should have a bigger say in the care and support they receive. They should be able to live their own lives as they wish, and the fact that they need care and support shouldn't compromise their independence and dignity. That's the vision set out in Putting People First, a national programme for the transformation of social care over the next few years. And Medway Council's self-directed support scheme is a part of that. It means that rather than receiving care and support organised by the council, people who qualify for support from social services can opt to take money instead and use it to organise and pay for their own care and support.
I can't lift my arms. I can't take my clothes off, even to my cardigan. The girls, I've got two sport girls who undress me and put me to bed. Without the personal budget, I just wouldn't be doing anything but sitting indoors watching telly, and I couldn't even do my washing.
Self-directed support can help elderly and frail people keep their independence, and it can also make a big difference to the lives of younger people too. People who qualify for support and care from the council will receive an indication of their personal budget, an amount of money to spend on care and support. The amount they get will depend on what their needs are, but however much it is, they're free to spend it when and how they see fit to get the agreed results. They're in control because they hold the purse strings.
Self-directed support schemes are so much more flexible than traditional care packages, because they give you much more control over who comes into your house and who doesn't, what times you need assistance, when you need assistance, how you need it, and you can be so much more flexible in what you use your personal assistance for.
Self-directed support is about people knowing how much will be in their budget so they can plan the support they need in a way that suits them and decide how best to manage their budget.
Now we have this personal budgets. It's really big help. He goes out, the service we are in touch with, they take him out and do lots of activities. And he's also doing the activities which he wanted to do, but I couldn't take him sports things or otherwise any other things. But where he's really enjoying himself now, and I am at a lot of peace of mind.
Many people choose to spend some of their budget on employing a personal assistant.
Working as a PA now, previously I used to run a care home, working in day centres, etc. in the care setting, and running out of time basically to do things more person-centred. The role of a PA depends on your employer. I have various roles with my employer. It could be as hands-on as doing care, personal care, feeding. It can be as hands-off as just taking them into the community. So the day's more taken up with what the employer wants to do during the day. I love this job and my various jobs. I can come home at the end of the day and know I've done a good job.
Controlling their own budget means that people can tailor their support to suit their own lifestyle. For some, this has meant being able to live independently in their own home.
It's important to me to have my personal budget because I want to be independent. I use my PAs to do college courses, to go to jumping jacks and to go shopping.
Some people employ their own PAs directly. Some use the services of an agency, and some use a combination of the two.
I work, and in order to be able to work and care, something would have to give. That's what the agency in the home does for me, is that it just helps me to keep my family life and my working life on track. Personal budgets have affected Joe's life in a very positive way. It's going to, and it has given him the ability to make choices in his life that perhaps wouldn't have been available, in any other way.
Malcolm has gone down a slightly different route. He used to have 2 friends as his personal assistants, but now his PA is his own daughter. He can employ her because she does not live with him.
But basically, my epilepsy, I just go down any time and anywhere. But it's not the epilepsy that caused it, it's the aftermath. I become very violent, and I do. When I first took out the payments a month ago, we had a couple of people come in, and they can't cope with it because they think it's personal, but it's not, because I don't know I'm doing it. But at least Nicola can. She knows how to put me back into place again. I'm not saying she bullies me or anything, but she knows how to cope with it.
The flexibility that self-directed support brings can be a huge benefit to families, enabling them to put together a package of care and support that meets everyone's needs.
And various teams in the council are working together to get as much funding as possible, so we can have adaptations done in the house to allow my dad to go upstairs, to allow easy access into the house and around the house, such as widening doors. Upstairs is having a shower room. We use our personal budget money to fund respite, which he goes 4 weeks a year. It just gives everyone a break really from each other, especially my mum.
The care management, occupational therapy and self-directed support teams at Medway Council have worked closely with the family to secure additional funding from the Independent Living Fund and the Disabled Facilities Grant. Managing the personal budget, keeping records of how the money is spent, hours worked by employees and so on, isn't everyone's cup of tea. Medway Council will need to check the records from time to time, but those who, for any reason, can't manage the budget themselves can nominate someone else to do it on their behalf.
My mother's 89 years old, and when she was about 87, she was diagnosed with dementia, which meant I had to take over her finances and start to control them for her and help her with her day-to-day financial needs.
And there's always professional help available if people need it.
Peter Paley was there with us all the way along. We invited him to the interviews. He's always been there on the end of the phone when we've got queries, and he's acted between us and the care manager. So the support from Peter has been extremely good.
Self-directed support gives people independence and control, but it doesn't mean they're left to sink or swim. They still have their own care manager or social worker to talk things over with. and Medway Council provides advice and assistance on all aspects of putting together and managing a care package through its self-directed support team.
People don't need to manage their own support. Family and friends can do this for them, and there are lots of agencies who can help. Customers will continue to have care managers, and additionally support will be provided from the self-directed support team where they have chosen the direct payments option.
An informal group of people who use self-directed support get together on a regular basis to share mutual experiences and advice. And in the wider community, there's help available from a variety of agencies and service providers. People of all ages and of all different circumstances use self-directed support. It's an option that's open to any Medway resident over the age of 16 who is in need of care and support. People who are elderly and frail, those with mental health difficulties, those with a physical disability, a learning disability, or a sensory impairment. It's also open to carers and parents of disabled children.
We've been allocated some funding to give us support with our daughter Amy, who's just 16, and we found that with the direct payment it was more flexible. We could choose to do different activities with her rather than the standard respite.
When it comes to social care, one size does not fit all. Self-directed support is Medway Council's way of ensuring that people get the support that's right for them and at the right time.
I think that whatever your age, in Medway, from our very youngest citizens right the way through to our very oldest citizens, we want to make sure that what we're learning and the way that we're working with adult social care is absolutely replicated so that everybody has that chance to be as independent as possible, to make choices, to have the resources that would traditionally have been ours to determine at their fingertips, in their control, so that the services that they want to purchase are absolutely right for them.
I think it's absolutely vital that service users have control over the services that are provided for them, because if you don't have control, then you might not get the kind of people that you want, you might not get them at the time that you want, you might not get them to do the things that you want. There are all kinds of rules and regulations which the traditional packages have to operate by, which don't allow you to use people in flexible ways.
Taking control of your personal budget may not be right for everyone. For some people, having their personal budget managed by the council may still be their preferred choice. Either way, Medway Council will want you to have your say in the way your personal budget is used. For those who opt to take control of their own care and support, the results can be life-changing.
If it wasn't for my personal budget, I would have to go in a home. I'd have no choice.
I couldn't imagine life without it, without all those choices.
I was told I would never live on my own, and I've proved people wrong.
It's my life and I'm in charge of it.
The best thing that's ever happened to me is a personal budget. I have never ever felt so good.
If you'd like to learn more about self-directed support, contact your own care manager or telephone Customer First 01634 334466, Minicom 01634 333 111, or you can email ss.accessandinfo@medway.gov.uk.